Stop scrolling, because what you're about to hear sounds like a glitch in the celebrity matrix. Chrisean rock, yes. That Chrisean just pulled a transformation so wild it has the timeline questioning reality. The tattoo fading, the lashes fluttering like they've got a sponsorship deal with heaven, the body serving new era unlocked energy. This isn't just a glow up. This feels like a plot twist written by a producer who got tired of chaos and said, let's shock them. Because when the queen of viral meltdowns starts moving like she hired a life coach, a stylist, and a PR mastermind at the same time, something is shifting, and the internet, oh, it's spiraling. Some are cheering like they personally funded the laser sessions. Others are squinting at their screens like detectives in a crime documentary. Is this growth? Is this strategy? Or is this the calm before another headline detonates? Buckle up. Because this transformation isn't just cosmetic. It might be the most unexpected redemption arc social media has ever witnessed. Everything started with a whisper, not a screaming Instagram live. Not a chaotic headline, just subtle footage of Chrisean rock sitting in what looked suspiciously like a laser clinic chair. No dramatic announcement, no Numi speech. Just quiet zaps of light slowly erasing a chapter the internet thought would live forever. And that silence, louder than any rant she's ever posted. Because let's not pretend that tattoo was random ink. It was symbolic. It represented loyalty, rebellion, obsession, love, chaos, pick a word. It was practically a co-star in her storyline. The face tattoo became meme material, debate fuel, and a permanent headline. So the moment fans noticed it fading, it felt like watching a plot twist unfold in real time. Social media detectives immediately clocked the difference. Side-by-side comparisons flooded timelines like before and after commercials. Zoom in, someone tweeted, "It's lighter." Another replied, "No way, she's serious." But she was. And that's what rattled people. Because when someone known for doubling down suddenly starts undoing permanent decisions, that's not maintenance. That's evolution. And evolution makes audiences uncomfortable. The reaction split the internet into factions overnight. Team Redemption was celebrating like she just graduated from the University of Emotional Growth. Team Skeptic rolled their eyes, convinced this was temporary, a rebrand before another explosive chapter. Because historically, her life hasn't exactly been a meditation retreat. It's been more like a reality show with no commercial breaks. But here's where it gets interesting. The tattoo removal wasn't the only change. The aesthetic shifted to softer makeup, cleaner glam, lashes that didn't scream "I just argued" on live. It was giving polish, intentional, almost serene, and that shift in energy. That's what made people nervous, because the internet loves predictability in chaos. For years, she's been the headline factory. If there was drama, her name was orbiting it. But now, the tone changed. Her posts felt calmer, less reactive, more curated, like someone who finally realized mystery trends harder than mayhem. And that strategic quietness, that's power. Of course, critics weren't convinced. Some claimed it was damage control. Others accused her of trying to distance herself from a turbulent past. But removing symbolic ink isn't easy. That's painful, expensive, and time-consuming. Nobody goes through laser sessions for fun. That's commitment. That's intentional closure. And closure in public view, risky. Because when your audience met you during your wild era, they sometimes resist your healing era. It's twisted, but chaos sells, stability confuses. So as she kept showing up glowing, skin clearer, body toned, posture confident, people started asking deeper questions. Was motherhood the catalyst? Was it spiritual growth? Was it business strategy? Or was it simply exhaustion from being the internet's favorite spectacle? Then came the body globe chatter, fitness clips, health-focused posts, outfits that hugged curves with confidence instead of controversy. It wasn't screaming attention. It was radiating self-awareness. And that subtle switch hit harder than any viral fight ever did. The memes rolled in anyway. Character development unlocked. One post joked, another wrote, Netflix writers couldn't script this better, but beneath the humor was genuine shock, because when someone rewrites their narrative without warning, it forces the audience to adjust their expectations, and expectations are hard to reset. What really fueled speculation was the lack of chaos around it. No dramatic rebuttals, no explosive counters from familiar names tied to her past, just quiet progression, and that quiet felt intentional. Like someone carefully stepping into a different version of themselves while the world watched. Through a magnifying glass. But let's be honest, this isn't just about aesthetics. Removing that tattoo symbolized detachment from an era defined by turbulence. And when you detach publicly, you invite commentary publicly. People project their own interpretations onto your transformation. Some will applaud, others will accuse. Still, the glow remained undeniable. The skin looked healthier, the lashes fuller. The overall vibe shifted from reactive to reflective. And in the world of viral fame, that's Isaac. Because she didn't just tweak her look, she adjusted her energy. And energy changes perception faster than any PR statement ever could. The question now isn't whether she looks different. That's obvious. The real question is whether this marks a permanent pivot or a temporary pause. Because if this is sustained growth, it rewrites everything. It changes the brand. It changes the headlines. It changes how audiences consume her story. The moment the glow-up became undeniable, the internet did what it does best. It escalated. What started as "she looks different" turned into full-blown digital investigations, TikTok breakdowns, Twitter threads, YouTube think pieces analyzing her facial expressions like body language experts solving a cold case. Because when Chrisean Rock shifts her energy, the algorithm treats it like breaking news. And suddenly, everybody had a theory. Some claimed this was a calculated redemption rollout. She's rebranding. One influencer declared, as if they were on her payroll. Others swore it was spiritual growth, pointing to subtle caption changes and calmer tone. A few skeptics insisted this was the quiet before another viral detonation. Because in their minds, peace was just a commercial break. But then the memes hit nuclear levels. Photos of her old chaotic clips were placed next to her new polished looks with captions like, "Software update complete." Another viral post. Read, Season 5 Chrisean Unlocked. The internet was joking, but you could feel the collective disbelief behind the humor. This wasn't just aesthetic maintenance, it felt like identity renovation. And identity renovation makes people uncomfortable. Because when someone who built their fame on unpredictability starts moving like a brand strategist, the audience feels blindsided. It's like your favorite reality villain suddenly opening a wellness retreat. You don't know whether to buy tickets or suspect hidden cameras. Then came the celebrity-adjacent reactions, subtle shade, cryptic Instagram stories, vague tweets that didn't mention her name but somehow screamed it. You know the type, growth is cute until it's convenient. Or some people switch up when the spotlight dims, no tags, no direct shots. But everybody knew who the timeline was side-eyeing. And here's where the drama thickened. Because instead of responding with a live rant or a fiery comment section clapback, she did nothing. Silence, no defensive paragraphs, no chaotic energy, just continued glow. And that silence was louder than any argument could have been. It flipped the power dynamic. Normally, when controversy knocks, she answers with fireworks. This time, she answered with composure. And that shift frustrated critics who were waiting for the explosion. They wanted a meltdown. They got moisturized skin and calm captions instead. But don't think the public outrage didn't bubble. Some longtime fans accused her of abandoning her real self, which is wild because apparently chaos was considered authenticity. Others claimed the glow-up felt performative, like she was auditioning for a different audience. The debates turned philosophical real quick. Is growth genuine if it happens in public? Can reinvention exist without suspicion? Meanwhile, the body transformation kept trending. Fitness clips circulated with comments like, "She looks focused." Stylists praised her refined outfits. Makeup artists reposted her softer glam. It was giving intentional elevation instead of impulsive expression. And that subtle shift made the contrast even sharper. Even pop culture comparisons started. Flying dot people compared the transformation to reality stars who pivoted into moguls. Others referenced redemption arcs from scripted TV, saying it felt like the villain finally turned anti-hero. And honestly, the analogy wasn't far off, because for years, she thrived in chaotic storylines. Now she was experimenting with control. And control is intimidating, especially when it replaces unpredictability. Then conspiracy theories slid into the chat. Some believed a major opportunity was behind the scenes, a deal, a partnership, something big enough to require image recalibration. Others thought motherhood shifted her lens permanently. And while no official explanation dropped, the speculation itself fueled the momentum. Because mystery trends harder than confirmation. Every new post she uploaded was dissected like a coded message. People zoomed into her face looking for emotional clues, analyzing smiles, reading between captions. She seems different. One viral comment read, like she's protecting her peace. And protecting peace isn't exactly scandalous. But coming from someone known for public storms, it felt revolutionary. The wildest twist? The absence of chaos from familiar names connected to her past. No loud counters, no reactive spirals, just eerie quiet. And when former storyline partners stay silent, the internet gets nervous. Because silence can mean detachment, and detachment means the narrative might be closing. But here's the deeper layer. Removing symbolic ink tied to a turbulent chapter isn't just about aesthetics. It's emotional detachment on display. And when you publicly detach from a controversial era, you threaten the entertainment cycle that fed off it. The audience doesn't just lose drama. They lose predictability. And unpredictability with maturity, that's dangerous. Because now she's not easy to label, not easy to meme, not easy to bait into viral explosions. She's moving like someone aware of optics, aware of longevity. Aware that fame isn't just about attention, it's about control. And now we're in the aftermath phase, the part nobody prepares for. Because glow-ups are cute when they're trending. But the real test is sustainability. Can Chrisean Rock maintain this elevated energy when the internet inevitably pokes the bear again? Because let's be honest, social media doesn't reward peace for long. It tests it. The immediate impact was obvious. Public perception shifted, not fully, not universally, but noticeably. The same comment sections that once braced for chaos started typing words like growth and maturity, and that's subtle. Vocabulary switch. That's reputation recalibration happening in real time. Reputation is fragile in the digital era. One viral clip can define you. One mistake can brand you. But when someone actively reshapes their narrative, it disrupts the algorithm's memory. The audience starts questioning whether the person they thought they knew was just a phase. And phases don't last forever. Relationships tied to her past inevitably felt the ripple. When you remove symbolic ink connected to a turbulent chapter, it sends a silent message. It says, that era is archived, and archived eras don't usually come back without friction. Even if no one says anything publicly, the symbolism speaks loudly. Fans picked up on that energy shift instantly. You can tell she's done. One comment read. Another said, this feels permanent. And permanence is what makes this transformation different from a typical rebrand. It doesn't feel loud. It feels deliberate. And deliberate moves hit deeper than impulsive ones. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Growth isolates. When someone evolves publicly, not everyone who benefited from their old version applauds. Some feel left behind. Some feel exposed. Because if one person can pivot toward stability, it highlights who's still stuck in turbulence. And that dynamic, awkward, the industry notices too. Brands that once hesitated might reconsider. Opportunities that seemed risky before might suddenly look marketable. Because controversy attracts attention. But composure attracts partnerships, and partnerships pay differently than viral chaos ever could. Still, skepticism lingers like background noise. The internet has trust issues. They've seen transformations before that lasted a month. They've witnessed redemption arcs that collapsed faster than a house of cards. So naturally, people are waiting, watching, anticipating a slip. Because if she falters now, critics will scream, "See, we told you." That's the pressure of public evolution. It has to be consistent. One impulsive live session could undo weeks of quiet rebuilding. One explosive headline could reattach the old narrative instantly, and maintaining composure under constant scrutiny. That's a full-time job, yet the energy remains steady. Posts feel intentional, interactions feel measured. The chaotic unpredictability that once defined her presence seems muted. And that calmness isn't boring, it's strategic. It forces the audience to pay attention differently. The real twist: when chaos was the expectation, maturity becomes shocking. The headline isn't "she fought," the headline becomes "she didn't." And restraint in the age of viral overreaction is revolutionary. This transformation doesn't erase her past. It reframes it. Instead of being stuck as the wild card, she's experimenting with becoming the plot twist nobody predicted. And plot twists hold power. Because now she controls the next chapter instead of reacting to it. Public perception is slowly tilting from spectacle to storyline, from reaction to intention. And if that trajectory continues, this won't just be a glow-up. It will be a full narrative pivot. But let's not romanticize it completely. The internet loves a comeback almost as much as it loves a downfall. And if attention dips, the temptation to spark controversy might linger. Fame feeds on visibility, and visibility sometimes demands drama. The challenge will be resisting that bait. If she sustains this shift, the implications are huge. It signals that reinvention in the public eye is possible without a meltdown. It shows that someone once defined by chaos can choose composure instead. And that choice, repeated consistently, rewrites identity. The question now isn't whether the tattoo fades completely. The question is whether the old narrative fades with it. Because once audiences accept a new version of you, they stop expecting the old one to resurface. And that's when real transformation sticks. Right now, the timeline is hovering between disbelief and curiosity, watching every move, waiting for confirmation that this isn't temporary. If she continues on this path, the biggest shock won't be the glow-up. Was this a genuine evolution, or the smoothest rebrand rollout we've seen all year? Did we just witness a redemption arc in real time, or are we all about to get hit with a plot twist nobody saw coming? I need your theories in the comments immediately. Don't be shy. This is a judgment-free investigation zone. If you think this glow-up is permanent, say it loud. If you think chaos is loading in the background, say that too. Because around here, we don't just watch headlines, we dissect them like detectives with Wi-Fi. And listen, smash that like button like it owes you money. Tap it like it tried to expose your old tweets. Because every single click tells the algorithm we want more unfiltered celebrity insanity on the timeline. Subscribe if you love plot twists, public reinventions, and internet meltdowns analyzed with zero sugarcoating. Over here, we don't do boring, we do bold, we do dramatic, we do wait. What just happened energy every single upload. Turn on notifications so you don't miss the next explosion, glow up, or digital war. Because if this transformation taught us anything, it's that nothing in celebrity culture stays still for long. 1 minute it's chaos, the next minute it's composure, and the minute after that, another headline detonates. Stay messy, stay curious, stay watching. Celeb insanity.